This is Daisy, and I'm Marie.
Daisy, put your chickies in nighty-night.
And then here goes Daisy, very calmly and quietly, rounding up her chickens to put them in the coop at night. It takes about a minute and a half for her to resolve all this and get her hens in the coop. The hens respect Daisy, and Daisy is respectful of the hens most of the time. This is Daisy years ago. I needed to round up the chicks, and as you see, I'm
Daisy,
rounding
walk.
up the chicks.
Daisy, walk. Daisy, walk. That a girl. Good girl. Good. Chase it. Good girl. Daisy, walk.
I'm telling Daisy to
Come.
walk and try and
Come, chicken.
move the chickens.
Daisy. That a girl, Daisy. Good girl, Daisy. Come. Daisy, one step. Walk.
As you see, Daisy is not helping.
Good
She's
girl.
sitting there watching
Come.
the chickens.
Daisy, walk. No.
As you see, Daisy's watching her chickens
Come on.
and not helping. So how did we go from that little puppy not knowing what to do with a chicken to this much calmer and less stressful roundup? Well, Daisy needed to learn a few things. So I thought I would show you how I trained Daisy to herd chickens. And this is the basics. I wanted Daisy to come with me while I ride the horse. And she needed to know this much to come loose on the lawn. Okay, here I am, I'm calling Daisy. I have a hand gesture. I pat my thigh, and I call her by name and tell her to come to me. And Daisy is coming. I want you also to know, it doesn't matter what Daisy has just done. She could have scattered those chickens all across the fields. But she has come to me. She does not get reprimanded for what she did a minute ago. She won't understand that. But she does understand she's coming to me and gets rewarded for it. There we go. And she gets rewarded. I want my dog to come to me when she's scared, frightened, or when I ask her to. But here I'm teaching her to sit and to lie down by leading her with a treat. I put it over her head, which helps her to put her tail to the ground and sit down. And then I lead the treat out in front of her nose, so she'll walk out and lay down. Here, I'm going to try and get Daisy to stay by holding up my hand in a gesture to stay. And I'm going to back away from her carefully. And I'm going to hope that she stays, especially while I'm recording. She probably will. But I want her to stay. So again, I use a verbal command. I use a hand gesture. And I'm going to step away carefully and try not to encourage her to get up with the way I move. Okay. Just back away carefully. And then I called her again by putting my hand on my thigh. She came. She's going to be rewarded for it. I'm telling her to stay, and she lay down. That's fine. She still did what I asked her to do by staying, and she got a cookie for it. I put my hand on my thigh and called her to me, and she came. and she was rewarded for it. I'm going to ask Daisy to walk away from me. And that's a little more difficult for some animals to do. But here's her beloved tennis ball. I'm going to toss that out, and I will say walk, and I will point at the same time and encourage her to walk away from me. It helps if you have a favorite toy, or you could do this with a treat and ask them to walk away from you. This is especially helpful when herding chickens. Daisy and I frequently play fetch, so I know she's going to bring it back to me. Okay. Now, I'm going to try it without tossing the tennis ball. She sat down very well there. You must know what you want your dog to do. If you don't know, then it's not fair to expect the dog to understand your confusion. So be sure you know what you want. Now here she goes. I'm pointing away from me and asking her to walk, and she's going away. Daisy is also trained to find things for me, so she's looking for whatever it is that I might be wanting her to pick up. She's expecting that from me. I didn't throw the ball. I'm not trying to tease or taunt my dog. I want her to walk away from me. But you're going to see that she is looking for something, because that's what she's expecting to do, to find her tennis ball or to find my glasses are particularly one thing I have her find.
Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl.
See?
Good girl.
And she knows good girl can be followed by a cookie. Good girl. I like her to be able to sit even when she's further away from me. She doesn't need to be next to me. I praise Daisy for trying to do what she thinks I want her to do.
I don't know what else to do. Would you walk, Daisy? Walk.
There we go.
Daisy, sit. Daisy, sit. Sit! All right, we both jumped a gun on that. I thought you had it. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
You need to have lots of patience. I sometimes get excited. I raise my voice when I get a little overexcited there. Daisy hears just fine, and I don't need to raise my voice.
Well, you want to go paws up? No, all right. All right, that's too much. That's too much. Where's your
I just want Daisy to lean on the wall with her front paws. There she goes. Good girl. She put her paws up on the wall.
Paws up. Paws up.
I didn't expect her to jump up on the wall from a standstill like that. I didn't think she could, and I didn't think she would. But she's definitely getting rewarded, and because that's what she thought I meant. And as a puppy, she jumped off that wall and wrecked really badly. So, the other side of the wall is not as high as this. She could have walked off the back. And now we're just playing some games with a ball. Working outside, we have a lot of distractions. From overhead, trucks down the street, the chickens. See? I pat my thigh and Daisy came. Gonna try and find her collar and all that fur to put her leash on. You could do this in a smaller space. I was doing it with Daisy in a smaller space where it was warmer, but I couldn't film with a camera. It was too small. But I want you to see that Daisy doesn't tug on her leash when we walk. And I don't tug on the leash when we walk. We walk with a loose leash. I have a failing shoulder and I don't need her to tug on it. And I don't want to be tugging on her. I imagine that around her neck would be uncomfortable. I hope this helps you train your dog to do things that are helpful and useful to have for when you're out on trails, walking or out in public places. And to start training to herd chickens, it's very helpful to have a dog be able to stay, come, and to walk away from you. I've got Daisy to come with me while I ride the horse out in the woods, so Daisy needs to be off leash. But I also need her to show up and let me know she's still with us. Or sometimes I want her close by, and other times she can run away and enjoy herself, because I know she'll come when I call her. The chickens, we picked up the chickens later, and she very much likes having the chickens. So be patient with your dog when you're training. Maybe low-calorie treats. Any breed of dog at any age can do this. Practice several days a week, and you'll have this. Be patient. And most of all, have fun. Enjoy the time you're spending with your dog. This is the best part of the entire program. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and we will have more on how we train Daisy to herd chickens. Please like and subscribe and follow along at dogisgoing.com for more training tips, suggestions, and some of our adventures.